Have you ever noticed small changes in your body and wondered if they're just normal aging or something more? As men get older, certain physical signs begin to show, some obvious, some subtle, and one you might even be able to smell before you see. These changes aren't just random, they're actually clear markers of how the body adapts over time. In this video, we're uncovering 4 telltale signs of aging in older men. 1 related to smell, 2 that get noticeably bigger, and 1 that becomes smaller. Some of these changes happen gradually, while others might suddenly catch you by surprise when you look in the mirror one day. How many of these signs do you have? Stick around until the end because you might discover something that explains a change you've noticed in yourself but never fully understood. Stay tuned because by the time we finish, you'll have a better understanding of what's happening to your body and what, if anything, you can do about it. Now, let's get started. Number 1. The unmistakable smell of aging. There's a certain scent that often accompanies aging, and if you've ever visited a senior living facility, you may have noticed it. It's not about poor hygiene or cologne choices, it's something much deeper, something that happens at the cellular level. As men get older, their skin undergoes biochemical changes, leading to the production of a compound called nonanol. This odorless to some but noticeable to others scent is created when fatty acids in the skin break down due to oxidative stress, and it has a slightly grassy, waxy, or even stale aroma. The challenge is that nonanol doesn't wash away as easily as regular sweat and oil. Unlike the usual body odors that come from bacteria breaking down sweat, nonanol binds to fabrics, lingers on the skin, and resists being fully removed with conventional soaps. This explains why some men continue noticing the scent even after showering. While younger skin naturally regenerates and washes away excess oil, aging skin retains more oxidized fatty acids, allowing the scent to become more pronounced over time. Take Richard, a 74-year-old retired engineer. He started noticing that his shirts seemed to hold on to a certain scent even after washing them. His granddaughter once told him, "Grandpa, you smell like books and wood," a surprisingly common way people describe this odor. At first, he assumed it was his cologne or laundry detergent, but when switching products didn't change anything, he realized his skin itself had developed a new scent. He wasn't alone. Studies show that people over 40 begin producing nonanol in small amounts, but by the time men reach their 70s, it becomes much more noticeable. But here's the good news. While you can't stop the body from producing nonanol, you can reduce its buildup. Certain soaps, especially those designed to remove excess oils, are more effective at neutralizing nonanol than regular body washes. Antioxidant-rich foods such as green tea, citrus fruits, and leafy greens may also help reduce oxidative stress and slow the process. And because nonanol clings to fabrics, washing clothes with baking soda or using odor-nevelizing sprays designed for aging skin can make a significant difference. So, if you've ever wondered why your scent has changed over the years, now you know. It's not your imagination, and it's not just about hygiene. It's a natural part of aging that every older man experiences at some point. Number 2. A bigger belly that won't budge. Now, let's talk about something we've all seen. That belly that seems to settle in like an old friend who's brought a suitcase full of memories to share. Your shirt tugs a bit at the buttons, or you chuckle as you pat that extra curve, feeling its familiar weight. It's not about too many cookies or skipping a jog. It's deeper than that. As we age, our bodies shift gears. Metabolism slows like a river winding down. Muscles ease back into a gentler rhythm, and testosterone, that spark of youth, dims a little, leaving a softer glow. Fat finds a home around the middle, cozying up like it belongs there, a quiet companion from years of living well. It's a change that sneaks up, but when you notice it, there's a warmth in knowing it's part of the journey we all take together. Frank, a 76-year-old with a heart full of stories and eyes that crinkle with every tale, knows this well. He was always lean, a wiry guy who loved his morning oatmeal and the ritual of stirring it slowly. But one day he noticed his belly rounding out, a gentle swell, even though his meals stayed the same. Simple, honest food he'd eaten for decades. His arms and legs slimmed down, but that midsection, it had a mind of its own, growing like a garden in full bloom. He grinned and said, "Guess I'm carrying my life's adventures right here." It's a shift we all feel. Less muscle to burn, energy, more softness settling in like a quilt over time. And that's okay. It's a sign of a body that's carried us far, through love, loss, and laughter that echoes still. Here's where hope shines through like sunlight breaking over a hill. That belly doesn't have to weigh you down, it can lift you up with a little care. Frank started lifting light weights in his garage, feeling his strength bloom again, a quiet power returning to his hands. He added a hearty chicken dinner to his routine, keeping his muscles fed and his spirit full, savoring each bite with gratitude. Swapping sugary treats for a handful of nuts kept things steady, a small choice that felt like a victory. Sure, there's a health angle. Studies say extra belly fat can nudge up risks like heart trouble, but Frank's not focused on that. He's too busy enjoying the energy, the ease of tying his shoes without a huff, the pride in moving well, and the twinkle he sees in his reflection every morning. This is for you too, yes, you, watching with a story of your own. That little extra around the middle, it's a life lesson from the elderly, proof of years lived with gusto, of meals shared and moments cherished. You can nudge it back with a few simple steps, not out of fear, but for the joy of feeling strong and free in your own skin. What's one small way you'd love to feel lighter today? Maybe it's a walk with a friend, leaves crunching underfoot, or a new recipe simmering on the stove, filling the air with comfort. It's your story. Write it with hope, knowing every step forward is a celebration of the man you've become, loved and whole just as you are. If you're still watching this video and find these insights helpful, please leave a comment with number 2 to let me know you're here. If you haven't subscribed yet, I encourage you to subscribe and click the bell to stay updated on our future videos. Your support allows us to continue sharing thoughtful content that informs and inspires. Thank you for being with us on this journey. Number 3, the mystery of growing ears. Ever looked in the mirror and thought, my ears seem bigger? You're not imagining it, they are, unfolding like a quiet secret timeshares with us all. It's a quiet marvel of aging, subtle as a whisper on the wind. The cartilage in your ears keeps growing, slow and steady like a tree reaching for sunlight, while gravity gives them a gentle tug, softening their edges. Skin softens over the years, earlobes stretch with a tender grace, and over time they stand out a bit more, framing your face with wisdom. It's not dramatic, just a whisper of change, decade by decade, a gentle reminder of the life you've woven through every season. George, a 78-year-old retired teacher with a laugh like rolling thunder, discovered this with a smile that lit up the room. He was leafing through his wedding album one rainy afternoon, those old photos glowing with youth, brimming with dreams of days gone by. Then he caught his reflection. His ears had grown, drooping like wise old branches heavy with stories. "Well, I'll be," he chuckled, tracing their curves with a calloused finger. Research says ears stretch about 0.8 of an inch every 10 years, a slow dance of time. By your 70s, they're a little longer, little prouder, standing tall like sentinels of memory. George's wife teased, "They're just making sure you hear all my stories." And he loved that. Her voice a melody he'd never tire of hearing. This isn't about fussing over looks, it's a delight, a quirk that says, I'm still here, still listening, a quiet joy in the mirror each morning. Want to keep them feeling good, soft as the day you first heard a bird's song? Sip water all day, letting it nourish you inside out. Enjoy a bowl of berries for that collagen boost, their sweetness a treat for body and soul. Or dab on some lotion to keep those earlobes soft, a small act of care. George does it now, grinning as he says, "My ears deserve a little pampering after all these years. They've earned it, carrying me through life's symphony with grace." It's a life lesson from the elderly. Even the smallest shifts tell a big story, like ripples on a still pond reflecting a lifetime. Those ears? They've heard lullabies sung to sleepy grandkids, laughter spilling over family dinners, the crunch of autumn leaves underfoot on crisp walks. They're part of you, growing with every memory, every whispered, "I love you" that lingers in the air. Isn't that something to celebrate? A testament to a heart that's listened, loved, and lived fully through the years. You're not just aging, you're gathering the sounds of a beautiful life. Number 4. The disappearing calves. Now, let's glance down at your legs. Maybe you've noticed your calves aren't as full as they once were, those sturdy muscles that carried you up hills or danced at weddings. It's called muscle atrophy, a soft fading as we age. Hormones like testosterone ease off, activity slows, and blood flow shifts, leaving calves a little thinner, a little quieter. Yet even as these subtle changes remind us of time's gentle march, each small effort to move reinvigorates our spirit, igniting a quiet determination to cherish every graceful step forward. Robert, a 75-year-old with a lifetime of standing tall, felt this change. He'd spent years on his feet, calves strong from factory floors. But in his late 60s, they softened. Stairs felt steeper. Standing up took a pause. Then one day, he tried something. He stood on his toes, lifting up and down, and smiled. "I've still got it," he said. It wasn't about chasing youth. It was about holding on to the joy of moving free. In that determined moment, Robert rediscovered not just physical strength but an enduring spirit, embracing every trembling muscle and fragile memory with hope, laughter, and a renewed sense of purpose. Here's the inspiration. You can bring those calves back to life. Robert does calf raises by his kitchen counter, feeling the strength ripple up. A brisk walk in the park, a plate of scrambled eggs or grilled fish. It's simple and it works. Studies say strong calves keep you steady, cutting fall risks and lifting your stride. But for Robert, it's more than that. It's the thrill of climbing a hill with his grandson, the pride of staying on his feet. What's one way you'd love to feel that strength again? Maybe a stretch in the morning or a step outside. It's not about fighting time, it's about dancing with it, keeping the rhythm of a life well lived. Embrace the daily rituals of movement, whether a gentle yoga pose or a joyful stroll, each action renewing your inner spark and fortifying your connection with life's vibrant, ever-changing journey. If you're still watching this video and find these insights helpful, please leave a comment with number 4 to let me know you're here. If you haven't subscribed yet, I encourage you to subscribe and click the bell to stay updated on our future videos. Your support allows us to continue sharing thoughtful content that informs and inspires. Thank you for being with us on this journey. Final thoughts. Here we are, at the end of our stroll, 4 signs of aging, each a thread in the tapestry of who we are. That gentle scent of time, a belly full of stories, ears that hear the world, calves that carry us forward. How many ring true for you? They're not burdens, they're treasures, life lessons from the elderly that light up the human condition. We're all in this together, a community of souls growing wiser, softer, stronger, in our own way. Each etched wrinkle and tender memory enriches our inner gallery, inviting us to savor every moment, to cherish every experience, and to honor the unique legacy we continue to create. Aging is a gift. That scent, it's the fragrance of resilience. That belly, a hug from years of joy. Those ears and calves, they've walked you through 1,000 moments worth keeping. You can lift a spoon of soup, take a walk, smile at the mirror, and that's enough. You're not just getting older, you're becoming a masterpiece, one day at a time. Every laugh, every tear, every challenge overcome is a brushstroke on your life's canvas, crafting a portrait of fortitude and beauty that only deepens with the passage of time, indeed. Tell me, what's one thing you'll carry from this today? Maybe it's a new habit, a memory that made you smile, or a thought to share with a friend. Drop it in the comments. I'd love to hear your voice. It's your story that keeps this community warm and alive. If this lifted your spirit, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and pass it along. Thanks for being here with me. Until next time, keep shining. Your unique insight, however small it may seem, adds another vibrant color to our collective mosaic, inspiring others to open up, reflect, and embrace the beauty of shared journeys. Truly,